It is time. Well, I gotta stretch. Oh, that was a great stretch. I feel great. Fuck, I low-key have to pee. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. And my webcam is now in a different spot. Yeah. Today's stream is literally just gonna be me ranking all the items, in Nubbies, and then that's it. Why am I blank? My brain is blanking. Yeah, I'm only gonna be streaming the tier list today, just because it's good content. Yeah, I can definitely. I'll probably honestly I might play some more Desktop Survivors off stream because the video. I'm trying to do daily uploads. Because not all the videos perform well, I think daily uploads is just the way to go. And I think that this stream will be pretty good too. Because I'm just checking all the YouTube stats, and it's like the first 9 Kings video did well, second one did awful, and whatnot. So I'm just gotta get the stats back up, dude. I'm slacking, bro. People only watch me for nubbies, so unless I do like a crazy content overhaul, bro, it's just gotta pump out nubbies. I heard apparently there's gonna be a big update in July, so we'll see where that is. I'll definitely stream that, you know. But yeah, for today it's gonna be a tier list. So let me real quick, hold on. I gotta get everything prepped because I gotta do One Take Jake, the YouTube intro, so that it's good. So let me just F11 this fucker. Yeah. Alright. I guess I gotta make sure my webcam is not disrupting anything. Yeah, I think this is good, right? Maybe if I just control that. That way we can see a row. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright. I think it's time to try to one-take Jake this shit. Here we go. It's been a while since I've done this shit. Alright. YouTube. Today, I will be ranking every single item in Nubby's Number Factory. Every single item. From S tier to F tier. And then maybe, I don't know, but that probably won't be the case. So, let's just get right into it. Alright, now I cut that part. We cut this gap. And then we just do this. It might be the worst harsh cut of all time, but who cares? Alright. Let's get back to it. Okay. So, let me... Hold on. I gotta pull up my, the list here. Alright. I got on my second monitor the list of what the description of all the items, because I might forget some of the items. Alright. Here we go. So, this is the first item that's on the list, which is Squirmy. So every 5 pegs popped gives 5 points for every time this item has triggered during this round. 1 in 50 chance to metamorphosize. It's good. I think it's solid C tier. Early on, early game, is this item's pretty good because it can help get you some early restocks to get some early money. But as with most of them like this, they kind of most like flat molt. They're like the equivalent. They are the Nubby's equivalent to like flat molt cards in Balatro. But like unlike Balatro, where you can always multiply that molt, you can't really do that here. You can only multiply your entire score. So with only a few select items. But so this is like C tier. Also, there's the upgraded versions of all of these. I'm only going to be doing like the base version to just as a symbol for like this entire thing. Hold on, let me turn my volume down. Yeah, so that's the first item, which is Squirmy. Second one is E-Block, right? I think it's force trigger this item. When this item is force trigger the item to the left of me has a 15% additional chance to trigger on force to, and then I believe it's what, 30% chance when it's leveled up. This can be good because you can do some. I'll put it B tier because you can do some pretty interesting things with this in like the with like perks. Like a perk activates in slot 3, so you put this in slot 3. So every single time the perk activates, like with meaty perk for example, you could put this in slot 6. And then you can just do the thing in slot 5 gets activated, or you can do like 3 of them in slot 6, 7, and 8. So the thing in slot 5 just has an insane amount of activations. You get the idea. It has a lot of versatility, and I think that like some items, there's just some items that are so good that like they're kind of worth having be activated by this. Two-headed turtle. One of the like newer items. I say that it's like 3 months old at this point. Every 10 pegs popped, the lowest number peg gives points equal to 10x its number. If the lowest number peg is 64 or less, it will give 1,000 points instead. This is like I think this is A tier. I never truly had a run that sort of was built around this, but like hypothetically speaking, if you're making a deep run, the lowest numbered peg shouldn't be less than 64 because you should be having enough peg multipliers. So this thing giving 10x, especially like 10x a oh my god, what's the highest number again? It's like 10 decillion or whatever, or 1 decillion, something like that. The highest peg number, multiply that by 10. That's a lot of fucking shit. Hopefully I'm not too far into the video and I don't have to censor that out, but it's a lot of fucking shit. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Usually I think if you have open slots that need to be filled up, I think this is a good item to add to it. Next up we have Poop Butt. Poop Butt's D tier. It's like the best way to describe it is inverted. It's just inverted cheese house where like it's upfront value when you first buy. If you get it like the first shop, it's got insane value for the next like 10 rounds, and then it falls off. And then you like there's a brief period again where it's like around level 30ish too, where it like its value goes back up again. But then it's one of those items where it's like it's only good for a couple rounds. That being said, it's pretty good. Sorry, the Club Penguin background music is a little loud on my end. Maybe I gotta lower my volume, but I kind of just want it in the background. Sorry. It's like, I don't know, the OG Glass Tony runs. This was really good early game because you would just run one of these, you know, and they would help a lot. What's the next one? This one's like the metamorphosized Squirmy, right? So let me find it. Where is it on the wiki page? I forget what the exact stats, bro. I haven't. What is it? It's got to be a special item here. There you go. Floody. 2 pegs popped gives 3 points every single time this item has triggered this round. Yeah, it's just like a better version of Squirmy. So like, I'll put it D tier just because it's objectively better than Squirmy. But like, eventually, it's usually not gonna stay in your inventory the entire run. Next up, we have Dino. This is a B tier, solely because, like, statistically speaking, because I remember there was a while ago, someone posted on the Northern Lions subreddit the, like, math behind why Dino is actually statistically good. Because the net gain between having something and doubling something is positive. Like, if you have, like, I don't know, this was described as taking the number 64, you have it, you lose 32, or you gain 64. So it's like, what, like 32 point swing, some shit like that. I don't know. You get the idea of what I'm trying to say. So like, statistically, it's actually a good item because more than likely you are gaining value from having a peg and doubling a peg, even though it's like a 20% chance to do one of those two things. So I think it's B tier, especially because just doubling pegs is important for longevity in a run in this game. So I think B tier is fair. Clapping seal or whatever. What is this one's just? I know it's like they like changed it in the most recent 8 pegs popped instead of now it's 8 pegs popped instead of the first peg popped. 2 random pegs get smacked when a peg is smacked. It causes a peg to have trigger without actually having. I think this is probably better. I think it's still C tier. I don't know, man. Having builds are just so weird. They're just so incredibly niche when a doubling build is 10 times easier to run and 10 times more efficient. So I'm just going to give it C. Because, like, what? If I remember correctly, like, this, Asbestos, and Goose are, like, the only items you can really run in a having build, right? Yeah. So, like, I don't know. Now, before this was changed to 8 pegs popped, it was 1 peg popped. So, like, you could occasionally fit in a having build into a Glass Tony run. Pre-patch Glass Tony. And then they changed this. So, and then they fixed Glass Tony. I think they should, honestly, I know that in the most recent news update, they said, they want to add, like, a difficult challenge run. Just bring back old Glass Tony as a challenge run. Poop, but is at D. What's up, Roland? Yeah, so poop, but it's just, I don't know. It's funny. It's a funny item to say, like, out of context, talking about poop, but is funny. But to me, it's just weirder Cheese House. And Cheese House also has its flaws. I think maybe I might put it C at the end of this, but I don't know. Because it just kind of falls off. Let's see. The next one is Asbestos. This might be an F tier item, right? If I'm remembering exactly what Asbestos does. Asbestos. Every 3 pegs halved. Summons a clump of... Oh, wait, no. This is different. Oh my god, I forgot they changed it. When insulation touches a peg, it multiplies the total score by 1.05. Insulation does not pop pegs. Alright. Actually, I forgot that they changed it. I'm still thinking pre-patch Asbestos. It's probably B tier because it's a multiplier. Multiplier is good. The only thing is, like, obviously, having pegs and popping pegs are 2 different things, and this is the most efficient way to have pegs outside of what Mannequin had. So, it's whatever. I'll put it B. Let's see. The next item is Tardigrade. Yeah. Every single time a peg is halved, it's 20%, 25% chance to double one random peg, and remember it's upgraded version. It's a 60% chance, or it's a 40%. I think it's 60. I might be outing myself as fraudulent here, but I think it's C tier, because like obviously having builds are they're just so niche. It's I don't know. Having builds are just so niche. They're whatever, you know. All right, next one's what? Surge Protector. I don't think that's the official name. I just call it Surge Protector. It's wall out. Broken Socket. Pass round goal creates a chain bolt that pops a cluster of pegs. Usually if you're running a pass round goal item that's not Jack, it's just not that good, to be honest. I almost would put this at D tier. Poop Butt could probably go in C tier at this point, but it's just whatever. Uranium Rod. I was unfamiliar with Uranium Rod's game. Because I hit, what was it? I guess it was with a Baloney Tony. But I think it's still C tier. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of C tier items. It's like, there's very clearly, like, this next item, Pants, is an S tier. Pants is just S tier because you can literally run just like 2 void perks in Pants and beat the game. Pants is so versatile in almost every single challenge run. It is useful. I everyone knows what it is. Pants. Obviously, I'll read it off what Pants does, but like it should leave no introduction, bro. Every 10 pegs pops a random peg. When this peg pops, it gives 10. It gives points twice, and the upgraded version does points 4 times. It's just such a good, reliable item, especially when you pair with the right perk to just consistently activate. You're big chillin' when you use it. All right, next up is Disguise Glasses. Highest number peg popped pops 2 random pegs. I remember there's like a really weird. I don't know if I got this on stream or not. There's a really weird interaction with like, it's like Plastic Tree and Disguise Glasses with like the right perk or something. I forget. There's like another item in there somewhere. I think it's Ton of Feathers. It's like a really bizarre interaction which essentially infinitely scales your points. Yeah, peg fully pops the lowest peg number twice. It's like there's just a very weird interaction. This is C tier. I don't know. There's a very clear power structure. Like, this includes black market items. So I can't really... This is, like, black market items are usually going to be up here. So, obviously, we have to be a little bit spare. Like, I don't know. We can always have to put this in C. C Cucumber, which is Nubby dies. Every empty peg space will give points equal to the amount of pegs that have been popped this round. Also C tier. This is just a good, very early game item. It does work very early game, but then like most early game items, like at least Poop Butt and Cheese House, they get like a second wind at like around 30. Sea Cucumber does not get that, even with the upgrade, which I don't even remember what the upgrade does. How much it, like, I think it's just twice or whatever. There's just better, more efficient ways of getting your points, you know. Next up is Pet Rock or whatever, or Friendly Rock. What the fuck? What am I doing here? Okay. Friendly Rock. Where did it go? It's not F tier. I think it's B tier. It might be towards the top of B tier. I might move you down to top of C tier. Pet Rock is just good because it raises your floor. So like, because like let me double check this. Because like, yeah, Turtle, its lowest peg number is 64 or less. It'll give it plus 1,000 points. And then Pet Rock, yeah, doubles 4 random pegs whose number is less than 32. And then I believe if you upgrade it, it's less than 64. So like, you pair Pet Rock with the 2-headed turtle, and you have a really good combination there to help raise your floor, and do some very interesting things with it. And it's just another way to double pegs. Which, like, early game, doubling numbers pegs less than 32, it's very good early game, and it still has some usage late game to sort of raise your floor, maybe depending on your build, like infinite points, because it tries to prevent pegs from getting to 0, but it's whatever. All right, 1 ton of feathers. It's right. It's a peg fully popped or lowest number. Peg fully popped pops the lowest number peg twice. It's like I maybe want to put it B tier. The issue is like the faster you clear a board, even with the buffs, like the buff of clearing the board, it's C tier. I don't know. The trade-off isn't the greatest. Like, obviously, you pair it with something like this, the lowest number, like Pet Rock or Friendly Rock. You pair it with Friendly Rock, like, you won't be getting totally scammed out of points, but sometimes you might be. So I'll put it C tier. There's going to be a lot of C tiers. Pedro, maybe, I don't know, maybe I should be less harsh on the early game items, but I think it's maybe B tier. Pops 1 random Nubby hits the wall, pops 1 random peg. It's, to me, it's a very efficient way of popping pegs, because then it can like activate something like pants easier, and activating pants is very good. So I think because it can be used as like a vessel to activate something like pants, I'll put it B tier. Plus, it's just very good early game to get early game board clears to get more money and whatnot. All right, was it Evil Goose? Is that its name? What's the government name of this item? This next item. It is Evil Goose. Peg hat. All pegs will give points equal to double the number of the lowest numbered peg. This can be very good, very late game. So I'm gonna put this B tier because on the right build, on the right having build, it does go crazy. It better be out. Can you tell me what the rate Jake the Snake? All right, I can skip ahead and do Jake the Snake. Free my man Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake pre-patch was incredible. Never forget when they made Jake the Snake black market and nerfed it into the ground. If I remember, unless they changed it value, yeah. First peg popped 1 and 2 chance to double all pegs. Oh, I guess they buffed it to 1 and 2. I guess maybe it's not D tier. It's C tier. I don't know. The fact that it got limited to black market item, hashtag free Jake the Snake school walkout. The fact that you can't force activate it really hurts it. It really hurts it. Because at that rate, I'd rather just continuously use Kazoo. Kazoo in a spot where a perk consistently activates it. Because Jake the Snake, since being locked up to the black market, is just incredibly not worth your time. Because there are way better items that you can get in the regular market and way better items you can get in the black market, and it's just not worth it, especially with how rare the black market is. It's almost not even worth taking him. So I'll put him to C tier, maybe even D tier, just because it's just the value compared to other black market items to other regular items is just not there. If it's OG Jake the Snake, it's S tier. If it's OG Jake the Snake, it goes in S tier. But OG Jake the Snake is no more, so rest in peace, Jake. Next up, we got Meat Orb. Thanks, no problem, Roland. Next, we got Meat Orb. If we're ranking it by names, Meat Orb is a great name. I love... Oh, it's Monstrosity. They changed it. Oh, it summons a Meat Orb. That's why. Every 1.5 seconds, summons a Meat Orb. Float around pop pegs. Meat Orbs die when Nubby dies. I think it's D tier. You need Nubby to last at least 1.5 seconds. Also, I don't think that stuff will be tiered within the tiers, or ranked within the tiers, but we'll see. I don't know. The fact that you need Nubby to last at least 1.5 seconds for it to even summon, and then you need it to last longer so that it doesn't die to kill Monstrosity, really, really hurts its value. It's rough. All right, now Cheese House is definitely B tier. A Cheese House is better than Poop Butt. I think we can all agree that, yeah. Gain 300 points, and if you're around 30 or higher, gain plus 300 points. And if you've upgraded it, it's 750 points, and then 7,500 points. Whereas Poop Butt, it's like for every time the board is restocked, gain 15 points. Like, technically speaking, Poop Butt has a higher ceiling, but Cheese House's lower floor helps it a lot more because, like, usually, if you're trying to increase Poop Butt's ceiling, there's just a better item to have. Cheese House knows what it needs to do. It's just there those early rounds and then slightly after round 30. And then it's like, all right, I've done my job. Get me out. And it does that incredibly well. And like Poop Butt's high ceiling is only accessible if you already have a God build. Which means that if you have a God build, you don't need Poop Butt. So, that's the unfortunate tale of Cheese House. Now we have, what is this, Flamethrower? What's the official name for this item? Yeah, Flamethrower. Every 1 second, a random peg will explode and pop 8 maximum nearby pegs. Again, because it's stuck to a timer, it's whatever. Like, obviously, perks. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I know I'm definitely selectively choosing to assess these, like, assuming there's perks and then assuming there's, like, some of these I'm like, with perks, incredible. Even by itself, it's still incredible. And then some of these I'm not giving the same thought process, but that's because, like, sometimes popping 8 pegs every 1 second is not nearly as good as popping 1 peg and getting 2 extra value. And this can, I don't know. Maybe it can put it in B tier because it is activating 8 pegs, which like obviously speeds up the activation of something like this a lot faster. But you know, I don't know, man. It's just the fact that it's stuck to 1 second. Like, these are all like not bad items. Like, if you have nothing else, you might as well get one of these. But it's better. It's whatever. All right, Plastic Tree. Plastic Tree is one of the most bizarre items in the game. Because, for those that don't know, I did a tier list video a while ago. But the recording of it got all screwed up. So that video never saw the light of day. A couple months ago, I recorded a tier list video that never saw the light of day because the recording got screwed up because it was like, the recording was like in 2 FPS. And I remember I ranked the different upgrading stages of Plastic Tree in different spots because they did different things. Because Plastic Tree normally halves the highest peg, highest numbered peg, and doubles the lowest numbered peg 2 times every 1.5 seconds. And the purple one has a 50% chance to have the peg. And I think these are still B tier because there is like I'm just gonna do it by itself. I don't know. It's like such a weird one because I don't remember how many videos of mine I have Plastic Tree in it where it serves a really weird niche case that's like I'm pretty sure it's when you pair it, I'm pretty sure it's like the pairing. It's you pair it with like disguise glasses and ton of feathers, and it's like a weird like infinite point spike with the right perk. I don't know, it might also be C tier. It's just such a weird niche case item. I'm gonna put it C tier. There's a lot of C tier items. They're good, but like they're not the greatest, you know? Alright. Cactus is A tier. And I still stand by this because my notorious Cactus Jack combo, I call it that because you combine Cactus with Jack, is really good because it almost guarantees it's one of the builds where you go for a board clear to get the point multipliers to like beat the necessary score. And I created the Cactus Jack combo before board clears got reworked, and as long as you had something that was multiplying, like Cactus Jack with meaty perk was really good because if you had a way to activate Jack outside of its base activation, then you can consistently activate like fully upgraded Jack when it would get activated. would activate Cactus and whatnot. It would be like some like cycle where Cactus would activate Jack, which would activate Kazoo, and so forth. It would create this like weird cycle, which is really good. And then eventually you would have to ditch Cactus, and now that I think about it, I'll put it B tier. It's a very good B tier item though. When you pair it with Jack, trust me on it. As long as you have one perk to activate the Jack item, it'll be worth it. Just trust. You see Jack, Kazoo, Cactus, and it's good. So I'm gonna put it high B tier. Finger Puppet. Nubby bounces. Nubby gives points equal to the number of times that Nubby's bounced this round. I think it's D tier. Outside of early game, it's not that good. I don't know if there's really much that needs to be said. You know? It's just... it's whatever. Alright, next up, Kazoo. That's a clear S tier. I think it goes without saying. Yeah, it can only activate normally every 1.5 seconds. But odds are, you're going to get perks, and obviously you will be fitting Kazoo into one of those perk slots that gets force activated, because you need to double pegs to survive. And when you upgrade it twice, or you upgrade it so that it quadruples a peg, then it's just really good value. Kazoo is so good. It's the best doubling item in the game that is not in black market, so I think. Kind of. Never mind, it's not. It's not, but that's not the point. You know what? We're going to do hashtag... hold on. F tier instead of F tier. It's going to be hashtag free him. And we're going to put Jake the Snake in F tier, bro. Free him, bro. Free him. Alright. Next up, we got Jack. This is an A tier item. I've talked about it. Normally, it's not that good because like you need to pass the round goal. But if you can get a way to force trigger it, then guess what? Every single time a Jack activates, Pants activates. So it's a really good facilitator for activating other items and perks. So I think Jack is really good as long as you can get it to activate, especially like items like Ouroboros now, which help with that in case like you can't put it into a perk slot that force triggers it. I think Jack is a good item. All right, Skull. Okay, Flaming Skull. I kind of remember what this does because I remember it was low-key a sleeper item. And oh yeah, I think it pops all pegs. It's like a percentage chance. Yeah, Nubby dies. 10% chance to cause a giant explosion that pops all pegs at once. 40% chance if you are on your last shot. This pre-patch Glass Tony Flaming Skull was just a great item to have as like a last-ditch effort. But like realistically, it's a D tier item, dude. Your run should not be you should not be relying on a 10% chance and then a 40% chance. Like, come on. You need a better build. If you're relying on Flaming Skull, that means your build is crap or you're playing pre-patch Glass Tony. So, alright. Next up, we got Nose, or whatever, Snot Nose. It's just Nose pass round goal. Random peg will emit 3 snot shots that pop any pegs they pass through. It's a rare. It's B. If you have a way to force trigger it, it's good. Otherwise, it's just a worse Jack, in my opinion. Because at least Jack, you know you're getting 10 hits out of it, which can activate a Pants and whatnot. I don't know, man. Nose is whatever. Alright. See, we did Nose. Now we got All-Seeing Eye Pyramid. Illuminati confirmed. Nubby dies. This item emits a God Ray. The God Ray rapidly pops random peg once for each time the slot in item number 1 has triggered this round. This one's pretty. This one can be good. I'm gonna put it in higher B tier because there's definitely some interesting things you can do with it. But I don't know. I think it's fine. Because, like, you pair it with something like Finger Puppet, and then, like, that's the only thing Finger Puppet is good for, is being like, here, All-Seeing Eye Pyramid, here you go. You know? So I think it's B tier. Okay. Next up, we got crab claw or lobster claw. Where is it? Lobster claw. Every 3 seconds, every item in your inventory gives points equal to a random peg's number. Now, normally, it's like a beat. It's like not that good until you are in the late game. And all the peg numbers are really high, and you have a kazoo, and you have something to force trigger Lobster Claw. And then I think Lobster Claw is an A tier item. Because what? You can get the 10 decillion or whatever peg, the highest numbered peg you can possibly get. And then you get that 8 times because of Lobster Claw. So it can go in. The ceiling for Lobster Claw is generational. So I think it's a solid A tier item for sure. Rubber Chicken is B tier because it's what, every half a second pops. Yeah, if Nubby is still alive, summon an egg missile that falls from the sky and causes an explosion that pops a row of pegs. Because Nubby usually lasts around like 1 second, I feel like. 1.5 is sometimes even rare, like, I don't know. I think it's still good, because being able to pop 2 rows of pegs is still a lot, especially because that can be a lot of, that can be what, I think it's what, the grid is like 5 wide. So it can definitely do some great value. So I think B tier is fine for it. Then we got Horse Pill. One of my favorite items, names of all time. Horse Pill. Pass round goal, 25% chance to double the highest numbered peg. Now, it isn't ultra rare. But if you can force trigger it, dude, it's incredible. Because then you can almost just make the round never end by consistently doubling. Because then it's a, I believe, what? If you upgrade it, it's like, what, a 50% chance to double it twice, I think? So its ceiling is ridiculous when you can force trigger it, because obviously you need a perk that can force trigger it for it to work, because otherwise passing the round goal, like, the entire point is if you've already passed the round goal, then you won't need it. But if you can have a way to force trigger it, it is one of the best items in the game, 1000%. Because you'll be force triggering it a lot, where eventually that 25% chance means nothing. So. Okay. Next we got Yeti. First peg popped. Every peg will give 15 points equal to 15% of their current number. This is a great one. This is, I think, it's a great supportive item, because 15% of whatever the highest number peg is will be a lot, and like obviously 15% of the lowest one won't be a lot, but I think it's a good way to, like, I think of it almost as like a poop butt or cheese house, but it scales with the power level you are currently at. It scales with the round you're at, so it's a bit more, it's just a, I'll put it I don't know, I don't want to put it A tier, but it's a better cheese house, you know? I want to just get that down. It's a better cheese house. Alright. Laser pointer. This item was probably the best item in the game at one point. And then it got nerfed. Similar to Jake the Snake, post-nerf laser pointer is just not the same. Every 2 pegs have triggers an electron beam that passes through pegs. When an electron beam hits a peg, the peg will get 50% of its current value. Electron beams do not pop pegs. So obviously, you want to, like, use like, bro, if Seal existed before laser pointer was activated by every 2 pegs doubled instead of I don't know, man, because, like, no, it's right, because No, there was. When this was activated to 2 pegs had, seal was just introduced. And that was, like, fine. But now that seal has got further nerfed, by you needing to pop 8 pegs to activate it, unless you obviously have a perk, which if you have a perk, then it's good. But it didn't matter, because laser pointer originally scaled, like, activating off of 2 pegs doubled meant that in order, by activating laser pointer, you inherently increased its value because you increased the amount of points on the board. Now you either have to decrease the amount of points on the board or, like, use seal to, like, half activate it, if you know what I mean. So I think it's D tier, dude. It sucks. At one point in time, Jake the Snake and laser pointer were the best items in the game. Literally, my most popular, one of my most popular, like, Nubby's clip is fueled by laser pointer Jake the Snake. That's how good they were, and they've just been nerfed. So I think this would be like free him tier if it wasn't, if laser pointer had a name and a personality, it'd be hashtag free him, but it's just D tier. So just because it's a rare item, like, I'm gonna miss it, bro. Okay. Next up, we got Squid. It's just obviously an S tier, bro. It copies the item to the left. So right now, I would have 2 horse pills. That's 2 ultra rare items. That's great. And if I upgraded it, I would have the upgraded version of horse pill. So I feel like it goes without saying that it really shouldn't go without much of saying. Like, it's just, it copies the item, so it's just S tier. Any item, it copies. S tier. Next up, Dolphin. This is also D tier. Inflatable Dolphin, or whatever it's called. Inflatable Dolphin. Nubby dies, summons a beach ball that emits 5 streams of confetti when it pops. Pegs popped by confetti give 125% of their value. I don't think this has ever, every single time I've just used, like, on paper that sounds really good. In practice, it's dog shit. I feel like it's never ever done anything good. Because by the time Nubby dies, it usually means all the high-numbered pegs are gone. So it's 125% of shitty peg numbers. And if you are late in the game, where 125% of an item of a peg is good, you could just be using a different item that gives you better life after death. Which I forgot I didn't even go into the life after death aspect of Cactus and Cactus Jack. That's the entire point. If you get the right perks, Cactus Jack and Cactus just continuously activate even after Nubby is dead, which is why it's good. This is a really shit life after death. So, alright. Next up, 3D glasses. First peg popped. A random peg emits a pulse that doubles pegs within close range. I'm pretty sure the upgraded version is it doubles all pegs twice. S tier. It's just, obviously, it's just Kazoo, but better. It's just a better Kazoo. And Kazoo is already S tier. So they're just the greatest. Tiers aren't going to, yeah, I'm not going to really totally rank them within the tiers, but, like, 3D glasses is better than Kazoo. Just because it's just what does what Kazoo does, but it's better. But it's also ultra rare, so it's harder to get. It's still S tier. You can't go wrong with 3D glasses. Now, here, let's see. I think there's only one more regular item, which is Crazy Straw. Crazy Straw is going to be an A tier for me, because Crazy Straw is the poop butt to Pants' Cheese House. Pants has a higher floor. Higher floor, no, like, a lower ceiling. This one has a lower floor but a higher ceiling, just like Poop Butt. Except, unlike Poop Butt, where, like, it's a flat amount of points, Crazy Straws, every 10 pegs popped, summons a straw that pops 1 peg. Pegs popped by the straws give an additional plus X% of their number. Gains plus 5% X. X gains plus 5%, you know, for every single time you've jumbled pegs this game. So, that means for a while, straw does not match Pants' value, But eventually, if you jumble enough, it exceeds Pants' value. You're going to need star fruits, though, to really get the most out of Crazy Straw, which are ultra rare food items. So usually Pants is just a lot more consistent, which is why I usually go with Pants. But because Crazy Straw is essentially the same item with a higher ceiling and a lower floor, I think A tier is a pretty good spot. Especially because they're activated the same way, so yeah. I think it's a solid A tier item. Now we're on to black market items. Pregnancy test, which they made it rare. They made it what I think they made it a rare black market item now, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, I'm like my Windows is fucking me over right now. All right, we're good. Let's see, where is it? Black market items. Let's see, is it rare? Yeah, it's now rare. Obviously, first peg pop. Nubby gives birth to a copy of himself. It's just S tier. 2 Nubbies is better than 1, and it's 3 Nubbies when you upgrade it. You put some squids in there, you're gonna have a lot of Nubbies. So, I personally put that as S tier. It's just I feel like it goes without saying that it's an S tier item. It was so good that they had to, unlike Jake the Snake, where they just fucking curb stomped him. They just were like, pregnancy test, we'll just increase your rarity. And it's like, okay. Next up we got Wingless Fly. First peg popped. If the first peg popped is the highest numbered peg, multiply total score by 2.5%. This can go crazy with Baloney Tony because there can be like, I don't know. I've heard different things. Okay, let me put this back here. I've heard different things. I've heard, like, because the description says if the first peg popped is the highest numbered peg, I have heard disputing claims that during Baloney Tony, if like the activation is like 10 pegs popped and you pop 10 pegs, even if the first peg popped isn't the highest numbered peg, it will still multiply the score by 2.5%. But then I feel like when every single time I use it, that's not the case. You still need to pop the highest numbered peg and then activate its activation for it to work. That being said, after that ramble, it's still an A tier. Multiplying your score is still good, especially if it's the highest numbered peg. That can go a very long way. Pre-patch Glass Tony, this was the quintessential best item for pre-patch Glass Tony. Because odds are, late in the game, if you hit the highest numbered peg first, and you multiply it by 2.5, and then I believe the upgraded version is you multiply it by 4. I forgot the upgraded version, how much that does. But, either way, you only activated it once, which meant that the 5% chance was, you weren't risking it too much, and it would usually win you that round with one shot. Now, that being said, pre-patch Glass Tony is no more. But it's still good. Any item that multiplies your total score is good. So, I put it A tier. The only reason it's not S tier is it can't be activated more than once. Unlike another one, which we'll get to. Toy Fish. I remember I did a video on how I wasn't familiar with their game. Yeah, first peg popped, 2 random pegs will calculate the number of the first peg popped. If this item is in slot 7, 4 pegs will be affected instead of 2. This was really good, because even if it wasn't the highest numbered peg popped, I remember it still getting good value. So, we'll put it in A tier for sure. What is that? Did anyone hear that noise? It sounded like someone placing blocks in Minecraft. I am placing blocks and shit. Where was I? The Mollusk. Every 20 summons multiplies the total points by 1.2x. That's different. I remember it got changed. Damn, they changed it again? I forgot what I remember the first version of the Mollusk wasn't good. Then they did a second change. I remember that being good. I don't remember them changing it to every 20 summons. But, I mean, it's still going to be an S tier item, if not A tier, because it's, every 20 summons is usually anything, Well, let's see, which items here summon stuff. You summon, technically, I don't know if this counts as a summon. You summon, for sure. Cactus Team would go crazy with Mollusk. You summon. You summon. You summon. You summon. I think that's it. I think you summon like the clapping things. Either way, I think it's still pretty good A tier, if not even S tier. Because if you can get some crazy loops with Jack and Cactus, I'll put it S tier because it multiplies total score. Pointer finger. The pointer, peg fully popped, marks a random peg. When a peg is marked, all pegs that have that same number will be doubled. If no pegs have that same number as the marked peg, a random peg will be doubled. I think this is A tier. Because it can double all the pegs of same value, its ceiling can be ridiculous. And I'm assuming it doubles it. I remember correctly, it doubles it twice when upgraded. So yeah, I think it goes A tier. Next up, we got the UFO, little cute alien. Alien, every 2 pegs doubled. A random peg emits a Cosmoblast. When a peg is popped by a Cosmoblast, it counts as 2 peg pops instead of 1. So this was like a kind of like, what laser pointer? It's like laser pointer 2. It's like pre-patch laser pointer but modified. But like it counts as 2 peg pops instead of 1, but it's only popping it once. So it's like it's a good accelerant, if you will. I'll put it B tier. It's a good accelerant for something like pants or like any perks you have. So I'll put it B tier, but it's usually not my go-to black market item. Next we have Ouroboros, which is by far and away the most interesting item, and I'll get to why. Emits 1 Ichor on first peg top, emits 1 Ichor, I don't know how to pronounce it. Every 10 times Nubby has died this game. When a peg is hit by Ichor, past round goal items and perks will trigger. So what makes this item very, very interesting is the fact that it's wording, which is past round goal item perks will trigger and not force trigger. Now, there's no black market items that are past round goal. However, in something like a Baloney Tony run, and maybe there might be a couple interesting items in what's it called, Mutant Tony. But like if it's a Baloney Tony run, and let's just say, I don't even know, dude. Like Wingless Fly is a pass round goal, it activates it because it does not count as a force trigger. It counts as a regular trigger, which is a very interesting loophole. So in that niche case, it's really good. However, the only items that Ouroboros will be force triggering are, I know for a fact, Jack, Horse Pill, which is good. Horse Pill plus Ouroboros is good. What was it? Ouroboros, or Horse Pill, and Jack. There's another one. Horse Pill, Jack, Broken Socket, Nose. Honestly, I'll put it high B tier, just because like you need Horse Pill to get the craziest amount of value, and Horse Pill is an ultra rare item. But also just activating Jack a lot is good. So I'll put it high B tier, because otherwise, like, Broken Socket, meh. Nose, meh. They're not the greatest. And unless you get a really good Baloney Tony run, like, that could be really good, but like, this isn't, I'm not going to do based, if we're ranking these based on Baloney Tony, this would be insane. I don't even know, bro. How would you even do a tier list based on Baloney Tony items? Because anything could be good or anything can be bad. Like you could have pants, but you need to pop 50 pegs and run a mile for it to activate. So, you know, yeah. I'll give it B tier because there is potential, but usually you're only going to be really activating Jacks, which is an A tier item in my opinion, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, next up is Mannequin Head. Mannequin Head is a sleeper B tier item, and I learned, and I realized this only recently, which was, and I'll read the, obviously I gotta read it off. First peg popped reduces round goal by 30%, and halves all pegs. Now, if you're familiar with my YouTube videos, this stacks. One, I mean, obviously with Baloney Tony, it stacks, but it also stacks normally. If you're doing a regular run and you pop the first peg and you don't pass the round goal, the 30% round goal reduction stays. So, if you consistently keep failing to pass the round goal, you're still able to consistently reduce it by 30% to the point where it just becomes easy. It essentially, if you have enough lives, you will be playing the game on easy mode. So it honestly might be A tier. I think it's a sleeper A tier item. I think it's very slept on because at face value, you're like, I don't want to have all the pegs because it is losing a lot of value. But when you realize that it carries over to your next shot, if you did not pass the round goal, that shot, it's actually really good. So, like, it helped a lot during Glass Tony runs. It helped a lot. Pre-patch Glass Tony, obviously. Next up is King Baby. Every 1.5 seconds, the lowest numbered peg becomes a copy of the highest numbered peg. I mean, come on, that's just an S tier. Obviously, whoa, where'd it go? It vanished. Where did King Baby go? I accidentally right-clicked, and now he's gone. Oh, he's right here. It's S tier, obviously. You can't force trigger it unless you get some crazy Baloney Tony bullshit with Ouroboros. Or, dude, I haven't played a Mutant Tony run in so long. I forgot what that second activation is. Either way, it is a rare black market item, but it's still good. I mean, it's converting the lowest numbered peg into the highest numbered peg has insane. Could be insane. You could be changing a 1 value into a 10 decillion or whatever. That is an. There's definitely some multiplier. I don't know. It's a 10 decillion multiply. You multiply that peg's score by 10 decillion, bro. So. Next up, Fly Agaric. That's an S tier. This was the item I was alluding to when I was talking about Wingless Fly. It's literally Nubby hits wall twice, multiply total points by 1.2x, and when you get lucky and you pair it with Clayman Guy, which is every half second summons 2 clay balls. If the clay ball bounces or off wall or peg, it counts as Nubby hits wall. Clay balls die after 2 bounces. You can just do an insane amount of score multiplying with Fly Agaric, plus these two go hand in hand, and they are a lethal combo if you can get them in a run. I know rarity. I have taken rarity into account, but these are all black market items. So even the most common ones, you're only getting like 2 a run, unless you're doing endless. So I'm just gonna count it as S tier. It's just when paired with something like Fly Agaric, it's just so good, dude. And you can also pair it with something like Pedro if you want. It's also Pedro. Alrighty, and then we have Fishman Guy. Or just Fishman. Every 1 second triggers the most recently obtained perk. I believe in the same clip, my most popular Nubby's clip on TikTok, I accidentally had bought Kebab perk when I had a bunch of penny perks. If you get the right perk, it's just insane. Now, obviously, it's an ultra rare black market item. There are people who probably have 40 hours into the game and have not seen Fishman Guy. So, yeah, that's definitely possible. Its value though is still incredible. So it's S tier for sure. That being said, I think that's what I'm gonna do it for this tier list. I don't know if there's too much I would change. I know there's going to be a lot of people angry in the comments. Feel free to let me know what you hate and don't hate about this tier list. I know it's been a while since I've done my last Nubby's video, but there hasn't been any content coming out, and so I don't want to. I feel like I've already milked Nubby's for a lot, and I've just been playing a lot of other roguelikes because I just enjoy playing games. None of them, people obviously have clearly voiced their opinion by not watching, that they do not give 2 shits about any new other games I'm playing, but that's not going to stop me from playing them. But I do want to come back to Nubby's every once in a while because sometimes rent is due, and I'd like to see number go up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace. Alrighty. That was the tier list. I know it was only an hour stream, but last time I recorded something, last time I recorded something, it literally was this, and went, it was like an hour and a half. When I went through, and I figured out, and I learned that the recording got screwed up, I went like so dead inside, because I put on the entire YouTube voice forever, and it just, oh, that's loud. I opened up Twitch, and there was just a DJ just blasting shit. Oh my god. But yeah, I know the rematch has been kind of released. If you buy the deluxe edition, I don't know if I'm gonna even buy the game, but Will Neff's playing Peak. Peak looked interesting. It looked fun. But yeah, that'll do it for today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully the YouTube channel will hopefully the audience on YouTube will like it. I really hope they do. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all later.